This one is called, and again, we're getting progressively more clickbait, but it's still not quite to the dregs yet. Why the cat in Captain Marvel has more meaning than you think.
Finally watching it.
As of this time, Captain Marvel's in theaters, and with it comes a few thoughts on
I hate his voice.
As of this time, Captain Marvel.
Please accept my condolences.
how
Man, I was
some
going
of the
to cover this.
Well, now you can cover it
should be
twice.
covered.
characters will affect the outcome of Avengers Endgame. Nick Fury already served to summon Captain Marvel before he died, and Captain Marvel herself has
Before he
already
died.
proven to be
This voice is too much.
Before he
overpowered hero.
This sounds like a
capable of
parody.
light-speed travel and destroying Kree warships with no effort at all. But there's another character who happens to have the potential to turn the tide of things. As strange as it sounds, this would be Goose. Before we hop into the video, remember to subscribe and turn notifications
Don't forget to subscribe.
on.
Not even,
Hey,
the
well,
thumbnails,
movie phone.
not even the thumbnails they show on their example of a channel are good. Look at
Look
fucking
at my
Bruce
hands,
Banner with
they're
his...
green. Look at Severus Snape, he's mean.
Wait,
Look
they
at
got-
the Juggernaut, he's green.
Bruce Banner looks like he's dunked his hands in something that he didn't
Yeah.
want to dunk his hands in, and now he's mad about.
All I wanted
Those
to
hands
do
are
is
from
look
Wiki.
my house.
He's got Falcon in the background, though. Why?
Oh, he's about to swoop in and steal his hands.
Steal it.
Yeah.
Leave a like and comment down below saying you did so, and we will try
Okay.
to respond to as many of you as we can.
I want to see how many
Goose's
people they've
abilities.
responded to.
Goose only showed off one ability in the movie, but this one ability showed a number of different uses. At first, no one really believed that Goose was a Flerken, courtesy of both her appearance and the information
Yeah,
coming
because
from
it's
the list and credits.
preposterous.
Sorry, pause it.
For context, a Flerken is this horrible Lovecraftian tentacle monster, and the joke is
Cthulhu.
everyone keeps saying the cat is a Flerken. Well, one guy keeps saying it, and Fury doesn't believe them, and then the cat actually consumes like 6 people at once with tentacles at one point.
Flerken sounds like a bumpkin name, like
Yes.
something you'd hear in like Louisiana, like Flerken Durkin.
Oh, you ever
Flerken.
heard of the legend?
Source at the time. But it didn't take very long for
Cthulhu.
Goose to prove that she indeed was the equivalent of an intergalactic demon. She just needed a little incentive to kill people was all, and being
Intergalactic
threatened tends to be a
demons.
pretty good
It's just a
motivator for that.
cat.
During the finale of the movie, there's a moment where Nick Fury finds himself in a bit of trouble, and either as a way to protect Fury or possibly even herself, Goose spits out a plethora of tendrils from her mouth and uses them to swallow a group of
Wait,
man-sized
this is from
enemy
the
soldiers.
I guess Goose is a
That
comic thing.
looks hilarious.
Yeah, it's a bit
Goose's
much.
name was Chewie in the comics, right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Just in
Chewie,
case
Chewbacca.
that wasn't
They
clear.
changed it because
the
of Solo.
cat swallowed a group of man-sized soldiers.
Man-sized
cats
soldiers,
go, that
as opposed
is
to man-sized soldiers.
Generally when you say soldier, most people they will assume that it's a man size.
That's like the opposite of Ant-Man. It's like normal-sized man.
A group of
size.
watermelon-sized soldiers.
And swallowed a couple of perfectly normal-sized human creatures.
Normal. That's ableist.
Downright
Oh.
freakish. Along with the ability to eat people in masses, Goose can also
In
use her
masses.
gaping maw to store and hide objects. When the heroes get their hands
How
on
do
a
we know
very
it's
familiar-
storing and hiding it?
Because it
That's the thing. That's what's so weird about that scene when the cat, the Flerken, eats the Tesseract. Why?
I don't know.
Why did
He
you
was
do
hungry.
that?
I don't know why the
Because
Tesseract
nobody
doesn't
else
just-
wanted to touch it. Nobody else wanted to
protect
have it in their hands.
From the gamma radiation.
had
that
it in a
No, they carried it
container.
around in a lunchbox and stuff.
It looked
Well,
like one of those gushers that you can buy at like the corner store.
They wanted to take it out of the lunchbox so they could use the lunchbox as a distraction. That
Yeah.
makes
She
sense.
just ate it. The
Well,
cat
those
just ate
60,
it.
those
How do they get it
60-year-old
back?
lunchboxes. The cat is a TARDIS inside.
Yeah.
Alcolugel said, "Would you rather fight one man-sized soldier or 100 soldier-sized men?"
100 soldier-sized men.
familiar and powerful object from the MCU timeline in the form of the Tesseract, they have to play keep away with it from the bad guys. Having seen what Goose is capable of firsthand, the group
I'm sorry, I
decides to
can't
have him
take
eat
this seriously.
His voice is so bad.
I'm literally looking at a cat on a Captain Marvel background, and I'm supposed to take this seriously.
I don't know why the voice didn't do that
It's-
for you already. but
It's
okay.
not a cat. It's a Flerken.
Yeah.
Just knowing that there is a literal cat that
It's not a
turns
literal
into
cat.
a monster.
It's a monster that looks like a cat.
Yeah, there you go. That makes it better, doesn't it?
I'm
The
never
Tesseract
watching this
hole,
movie.
Giving them
That's
a
the
perfect way to
joke
smuggle-
is literally that people think it's a cat and it's not. That's like the joke.
That's
You might not
a
like the
terrible
joke, but-
joke.
Wolf isn't impressed.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Wolf is
Well, it's like
racist.
the rest of the humor. in
What's
this
the
film,
punch?
and that
What's the
it doesn't work.
punchline? Oh, look,
The
it's a cat,
punchline-
but it's not really a cat.
The punchline is that it's a Cthulhu style fucking Lovecraftian monster inside of a cat's body. That's
You
the
have to
joke,
carry
right?
it around everywhere they go for no reason.
Yeah, well, the cat follows them technically. They don't carry it around. The cat is part of the team.
well,
No?
They literally
They
do.
carry it a couple times, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
and
but the
even
cat-
if it kept following them, they'd like.
I don't
say, "Fuck
actually.
off, cat."
I don't know why it followed them as well. It's kind of.
Yeah.
Because the
does.
cat knows the cat's not just a cat. It's a fucking Flerken or whatever, and it's friends with Marvel, and he remembers what's her name from being friends with Marvel back before Marvel died, Brie Larson. So Captain Marvel is familiar with the cat. The cat knows there's something wrong with Captain Marvel, but something that's more expanded. You know, that's not the human version of Captain Marvel, but this isn't the cat version of the Flerken either. This cat knows some shit.
Yeah. A lot of that's not in the film, but I mean,
Okay.
you could.
I mean,
draw
it can be implied. It can all be implied.
Yeah.
The pieces are
Looking
there. Just because they don't spell it out, the pieces are there.
Man-sized
from-
soldiers are implied.
under their
So,
adversary's
so
nose.
hang on. I was under the impression that my flatmate wasn't here, but it turns out he is. So I can stay, but I have to be quiet for the rest of the podcast.
That's all right.
So just
we can have some
hi. This is-
JASMR.
Why do you have to? Why do you have to be
This
quiet?
is what I sound like. Because he's a fucking pussy. You can't deal with noises late into the
Well,
night.
why isn't your computer in your room?
It is in
Go
my
ahead.
room. It's a flat. Like, we have narrow walls. Well, I'm moving out soon and getting my own place. That'll be
Yeah,
fun.
Rags is upset about that.
Alright.
So
This is student
Fucking fix it.
accommodation.
All right.
you don't learn
I'm-
things.
I'm not upset. I'm just curious.
But no, I'm getting my own place like in a month. So
So we're nearly done with the cat one.
The only problem is the Tesseract comes out only when Goose wants it to. It's only by the end credit
I don't think you could argue that when it literally like coughs it up as if it's like a gag. You know what I mean? But sure.
scene of the movie that Goose spits it out like a hairball, which, even by MCU standards, is pretty strange. The magnitude of Goose's abilities probably hasn't been explored yet in full. Essentially, Goose is not
I
only a
actually
living...
wanna,
Goose movie
I'm
when?
curious. Do you think that there are any Avengers Goose could beat?
All of them. Even Captain Marvel, she can fucking swallow it.
Goose is
But, like-
beating Thanos.
The extent of Goose's powers are equivalent to whatever they need to have done
I was gonna say,
conveniently at
joke.
in a scene where she's in.
You could joke about it, but it's pretty fucked up that something like that is just casually in fucking Fury's office. It's like, that is pretty powerful. It could probably kill Loki.
I think it's kind of fucked up that someone would name a cat Goose. It's like naming a
Yeah,
dog
we already
parrot
have animals
or a
called
hamster.
gooses. Geese.
Well, no,
one
it's
would
named
even say.
Goose. It's named Goose after the dude from Top Gun, right?
I think so, yeah.
Goose is a
Yeah.
cool name for a cool cat.
weapons,
That's
but an
the film.
unsuspecting storage
Are you
unit.
serious?
Depending on how fond he is of Bree,
It's the
when
Top
she
Gun
sees
reference.
him again, she can have him
Why
help-
would anyone be fond of Brie?
She's a very, very
I-
person.
It's my second favorite cheese.
She's
Yeah.
massive.
What's your first favorite cheese?
Mozzarella.
That's fair.
Why?
No, that's fair. Come on.
I like it. It melts nicely. It's like it just
Because it's on
gets a
pizza,
good-
that's why he's saying this.
I don't
Low calorie,
describe-
low carb.
Describe why you like a taste. I don't know how. I think it tastes nice.
All right.
the Avengers fight against Thanos in case he still has a few more armies at his call. Along with that, anything that the Avengers need stored away for later use, they can ask Goose for it. It's kind of like having a giant
this
total
a
I knew
joke
he was gonna
film?
make this the
Is
point
this
of the
a
video.
joke video?
This is like, oh yeah, they're gonna call Goose in when they need
a
help.
secure interdimensional suitcase. Goose's disappearance. Considering how crazy of a thing Goose is, it's weird that she hasn't appeared in any of the other MCU films.
That's
No,
not
because
because
she
it's a
didn't
retcon.
exist
There's a
until
real
they
reason.
made her up.
No, it's
She's
not a
not in those films
retcon.
because Goose didn't
Even-
exist.
It makes
Even
perfect
if she
sense.
wasn't, even if she wasn't a retcon, why else would she show up in
She
another movie?
exhibits retroactive continuity.
Why would she
What do
show
you mean,
up?
why would she show up? I don't know. This creature, I don't know anything about this creature or what it wants.
She's been hanging around secret bases the entire time.
Apparently.
I love
They
the
just let
fact
her
that
do
we're
it,
just
too.
referring. I love the fact that we're just looking at a picture of like a regular ass cat, and we're like, I don't know what this creature is.
It's a Flerken.
Outside of Captain Marvel, there
The
are a
thing
few
that got me
possible.
with it was how much like CGI they used for a cat.
There's
for
a
the
lot,
whole
yeah,
film.
there's a lot.
It's like, that is a fucking cat. Just
That's an
find
expensive
one.
cat.
Just
Well,
find
what do you
one.
think? What do you think's more expensive, the cat or the mustache?
Ooh.
Mustache.
Someone did that with fucking like deep learning, didn't they? Removed that mustache. Do you think you could do deep learning to render a cat?
Goose has its own pager that Fury has. Just to call it in.
Explanations for
Call
this.
me
Nick
Vicky.
may have actually befriended
He flies
or at
in like
least
a Titan
figured
from
out how to
Titanfall.
handle Goose after he secured the Tesseract from him. Considering Nick trusts nobody and that he is the only person in S.H.I.E.L.D., as far as we know,
Look at that scar. How exactly
How's
did the
it-
cat
how's
do
it-
that?
Yeah,
My
that's a
head
cat.
canon is that as not like as an alien creature, it has bigger claws. I've
Also-
already
No,
head
it
canon
was
it
a cat.
myself.
Wavy
No,
line
it was a
claws.
cat.
There's probably
Yes.
some necrotic poison in the claws as
I can
well.
out headcanon you. The scratch didn't just injure, it also like did a bit of like weird poisony damage or something.
Yeah.
Spread, there you go.
It has another completely coincidental, unrelated eye
Yeah.
injury afterwards.
Prepare for
that
Kittenfall.
knows Goose is actually a dangerous alien, maybe Nick uses him to hide away his more closely kept secrets. For example, if there was a piece of intelligence that Nick didn't want within S.H.I.E.L.D.'s data, or that Nick wanted to keep only to himself or entrust to Captain Marvel, he could have put the data on a drive or some other.
And
You
stored it in a
fucking
cat.
retarded.
Is he actually going this far? He's like,
How do you? It's an animal. It can't understand you.
Plus you can
stored
It eats things at random. You can't get things out of it.
There's-
How do you get things back out of it? The specific
there's
things that you
no
want.
reason you can't do that with a you
look,
could put a USB drive in a normal cat.
it makes sense.
It
You guys,
would
you guys
actually
just
work better
nitpicking.
using a normal cat. It unironically would, because then you
probably
could
better
just
than
kill the
APG.
cat and you could get the USB out of it. But with this thing, it could go anywhere, so you
He's-
never know where it is, so it's not secure. You can't get the things out of it that you need because how could you possibly communicate that to the cat?
I can't believe
It's
this
just
is
there's
being
a million
discussed.
reasons why this is insanely stupid.
I love that that's the degree this gets to with theory videos. It's like, maybe Fury stores secret data in the cat.
This is what Marvel. This is what the stupid Captain Marvel movie does. It makes
Data on
people
a-
make videos like this.
Oh, no, man.
Maybe the
Up-
interdimensional cat guts are used to
Up
store.
next, it's been at this for way longer than Captain Marvel.
Oh, yes.
drive or some other similar medium, like maybe a floppy disk for Captain Marvel, and stored it within Goose. Considering Captain Marvel has been gone for over 2 decades, Nick may have a lot
Oh
of
my
secrets stored
God.
away
Oh my God,
inside
you
Goose that the
serious?
Avengers
If you take that out of context, that sounds horrible.
may
It
find
sounds
not
useful.
even out of
context.
context. It's not even out of context. In the movie, Nick Fury looks at that alien's dick, right? So we know he's a pervert.
Yeah,
We
that's
know he's a
true.
per- you know he's fucked that cat.
Wolf
You know
hasn't
he's
seen it,
at
in
least
fairness.
tried. That's why the eye's even worse now, because he was trying to bang that cat. And Fury's a
Oh,
pervert.
Final battle
God.
with Thanos.
Stop.
Any information
So yeah, I think we're going to get a scene in Endgame where the cat vomits up a bunch of files that Fury had ready for Captain Marvel over the years. I think that's it. He's got
Look
it.
at that thumbnail down there. There's just a little X on Thanos' face, and then there's a big arrow pointing to the random.
Did you guys
black
see that
dude.
one? Why Kree warriors will replace Thanos as the villain in Avengers Endgame?
What?
Oh
No.
man.
No, fuck up.
No.
They did one why Hawkeye will replace Thanos as the villain in Avengers Endgame. And again, no.
This video is called Why X-Men Dark Phoenix Will Never Hit Theaters.
Oh,
Isn't it like already confirmed to be in theaters though?
Yeah, he made it before it got confirmed. Let's hear the
This
argument.
video is brought to you by Audible. You know, I don't consider myself a very conspiratorial person. The moon landing, definitely real. Elvis probably died
I mean, if he maintains this position, I'd say he's
Okay.
lost his mind a bit.
in 1977. But there's
I
one
don't like his voice
conspiracy that
either.
I'm really starting to latch onto. X-Men Dark Phoenix is never ever going
I remember when men sounded like dudes. You
I
know,
don't know what you mean. Everyone sounds.
I'm sorry. He just sounds like
this.
so many guys sound like women.
So you're saying men have to sound a certain way and women have to... You're a fucking dinosaur, dude. Get with the times. Jesus. Racist.
They need to get with the times.
Going to be released traditionally in theaters. That may
Theaters.
sound pretty dumb, and you know, maybe it is. There's a decent chance that you can all revisit this video around this time next year and have a good laugh at my expense. I wouldn't really blame you. But lately, well, I've been thinking about Dark Phoenix and Disney a lot, and the more I do, the more unlikely...
Wait, why did he... See, this is why it's clickbait. He said it'll never hit theaters, and then in the video he's like, you know, it might do. It's like, oh. Alright.
real release of this movie seems to me.
Oh, fuck, I forgot. He's the dude who just has random cuts to something. You remember this shit? Guys, we've covered him before.
More random.
The influence of Tonald is spreading.
Well, it's worse than Tonald, because Tonald will usually have... You could argue this is relevant. The idea is that he's playing... You know, like, see, this is like X-Men cartoon while he's talking about X... But it's still just like, wait, what? What?
He doesn't talk about this footage at all. It's just like his something.
So for those of you who don't know, which is probably not many of you, so I'll try to keep this part short, Disney is acquiring Fox in a deal that's historic, massive, and pretty deeply troubling from a media consolidation perspective, but I'm here to talk about the X-Men, so let's stick with that. Many MCU fans, myself definitely included, are really excited to see how Kevin Feige and company work everyone's favorite mutants into the already huge MCU. There's a ton of exciting possibilities there. So much so that I actually already made a video about it.
I don't trust it's a great video.
Oh yeah. You can't
a lot of people like Captain
yourself.
Midnight.
Now
I've never been impressed by his videos. It feels bad, man.
Well, he can't even agree with his own video.
He's super clickbait, but you know, as we've discovered today, does clickbait mean it'll be bad content? Not necessarily. Not 100% of the time.
People are saying that he said the M word.
A few months ago. But then there's Dark Phoenix, the sequel to the not exactly beloved X-Men Apocalypse and the last gasp of the X-Men Fox franchise.
Are you really saying that not exactly beloved? Just say that it sucked.
Yeah, I think he likes to not commit sometimes.
Except in his fucking title when he says a movie will never get to
This
theaters.
video he didn't
I wouldn't
commit
call
to.
that like. I wouldn't call that like fucking being like cowardly or that. It's just. That's just a way to phrase something, you know.
You're right. It is a way
It's
to
not
phrase
In a non-committal
something.
way, yes.
It's just it's a very non-committal way of phrasing something.
I just took that as like him being cheeky, like, oh, not exactly, but like, I
just say it sucked. Because it did. Who liked the? I mean, the only good scene in that whole movie was the Quicksilver scene, and you could just watch that on YouTube.
Pretty much, and I always loved that Quicksilver's like jokey and happy about it, and then they're like, "Did you save the brother?" And he was like, "Nope."
Who?
And it's like this moment of like, "Oh my god, my brother's dead," and he's just like, "Yeah, sorry, whatever." Like all the rest of them, I don't know.
Well, not included. Anyway, I find the position that Dark Phoenix is in to be really, really interesting, because I can't think of anything like it in film history. Sure, there's stuff like what happened to the Drew Goddard, Joss Whedon horror movie Cabin in the Woods, where the completely broke MGM was taken over by a new regime who didn't really want to release the movie, and it ended up sitting on a shelf for a long time, before eventually being sold to Lionsgate and released by them. But Dark Phoenix is definitely different. X-Men is a brand name, and to Marvel, it's now a highly important one. And there's probably no company more aware of the value of a brand name than Disney. And now, they have a huge amount of interest in making sure that value is not diminished.
We're very happy to have you back, even for...
Just so all he said so far is that like they've acquired Fox and they don't want to. Is the argument just going to be that they don't want X-Men to exist in a way that's not theirs? Because it already does anyway, so... You know, and it's not like we've got 3 Spider-Mans that are significantly known. You've got, fucking... Like, all of the older... So, like, Ghost Rider, Daredevil, Punisher, and a couple of others. All of them are going to get MCU versions eventually, probably. They're all Fox properties, right? Or are they? I can't remember.
I don't
They better
think
still cast Nicolas Cage.
I think Daredevil and Ghost Rider were Universal, or maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think they were Fox. Fox had the X-Men rights.
Either way, Marvel don't care. They will make another. Yeah. They will keep going.
For a short visit.
It's wonderful to see you again, Professor.
What does this have to do with anything?
I don't know.
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
remember those?
Gotta pad out that 8-minute video.
It feels really fucking odd, but I guess it's just something he's always gonna do.
Hacks from a few years ago. One of the most interesting things to come of those, well, from a superhero fan perspective at least, was getting to see Kevin Feige's notes to Sony on Amazing Spider-Man 2, where he points out all the movie's failures, especially honing in on the character of Peter Parker.
Wait, he criticized the movie to them directly? That seems mean, but okay. Like, fine.
Saying that the movie's spy parents subplot
you can never be too mean to the Amazing Spider-Man.
I agree. It's just, you know, I always expect them to be corporate and like, no, we're all friends.
Idea that Peter is just a normal kid from Queens, and saying that Garfield Spider-Man needs to be more honorable and less wishy-washy. And remember, this is long before Marvel started working with Sony on Homecoming. They had
it just needs to be less terrible.
I was just like less wishy-washy. I'd be like, what?
Making the film. But it's pretty clear they think even a bad movie featuring a Marvel character could hurt their most valuable IPs.
Is that what that means, really? Like, he said bad movie was bad, therefore he doesn't like his IP being tainted.
I think if anything, he might see it as a good thing, because it means that people are have more faith in the MCU than any other properties for superheroes.
Yeah, if every other superhero movie is shit, then everyone's going to come to the MCU.
Yep.
Back to Dark Phoenix. Unlike Amazing Spider-Man 2, Dark Phoenix is now Disney's to do with it what they want, so it's safe to assume no one's going to be ignoring Kevin Feige's notes this time around. It's well known that they're doing a few weeks of reshoots, not the 3 months that some places online previously reported, so yeah, you could see that as proof that the movie is still happening, but I'm not so sure.
That movie looks like it's going to be funny.
These reshoots were scheduled before the acquisition was finalized and voted on, but more importantly, the cost of the reshoots, and really the entire cost of Dark Phoenix, isn't that much money to a conglomerate as huge as Disney.
Yep, wait, okay. Like, the idea that it's like, it didn't cost us too much, it's not too much of a drop, but it's like, yeah, but compared to just putting it out to get money?
Yeah, like...
Someone... Go ahead.
So, what he's talking about is, essentially, if it's a business, so they don't want to taint their IPs by releasing a film, will, muddy people's vision of it. So the idea there would be that they lose money by releasing this film, but they're not going to lose the amount of money they would make from releasing the film, are they? Like, they're not going to lose
the MCU,
like $1 billion in, or however much in.
The MCU that is have to do a lot to kill itself, right? Like, the MCU would need a lot of bad movies in a row to come close to making people go, let's not watch the MCU anymore. I don't even think that's going to happen. Not for a long time.
In the chat, the Grouchy Gamer pointed out that we're being a little bigoted by calling her Dark Phoenix. It should be Phoenix of Color.
That's true. We will watch that from now on. Sorry about that.
This podcast is getting a little edgy.
Apologize.
For me.
If they think the smart thing for X-Men the brand is starting from scratch, and they know they have a bad or honestly even mediocre movie on their hands, I can see them quietly
they put out
knowing they have a bad movie.
I don't think that's a thing. I don't think that's ever happened with Disney.
Putting it out.
We have to deal with 2 Sanzas this year.
Instead of spending millions more to market a movie they really have no faith in. Now, okay, if Dark Phoenix is actually a great movie, especially after the reshoots, that could be a different story. Happen. But if it isn't, I absolutely think that Disney and Marvel would be willing to stomach losing the 180 million or so it took to make. Because
they're not losing the money it took to make.
That was Fox's money, wasn't it?
Yeah, but they're not losing the money it took to make. They're losing the money it would make in theaters.
Yeah, that's the money they're actually losing.
Could be a pretty small price to pay to make sure that audiences aren't soured on the X-Men even more than they already are, especially after Apocalypse's pretty disappointing box office.
Wait, did it flop? Let me check. Apocalypse.
I can't imagine. I don't think it did that well.
Is it just it didn't do as well as they wanted it to? Is it?
Yeah,
especially because there was a slew of pretty good X-Men movies before that, so I think there was more hype around that point. I don't think it bombed, just it wasn't so good.
It cost 178 million, so let's call that just over 300 million probably, and it grossed 543 million. So yeah, it made it made enough money back. Probably not as much as they wanted, but definitely successful. Also,
you're gonna want like what was it? 340? Is that what it said? Was how much it cost?
No, well, so it cost 178 million, but typically double.
Oh, okay, that's not bad. Yeah, that's not. Bad.
Hang on, why double it?
For marketing.
Oh, right.
The MCU is famously very planned out ahead of time, with Marvel saying they have 20 movies planned for after Infinity War. So I just don't see them being thrilled with pushing out this other superhero movie that doesn't really fit into the MCU at all.
Looks like a blueprint.
I am unhurt.
I have killed the Kool-Aid Man.
Even my cranberry glaze.
Our walls are safe.
Then there's the release date. After being shoved
she's
out of
in this
November
movie too.
I'm pretty sure, judging from the trailer, she's going to die early. We can only hope.
I hope to God that
Dark
happens.
Phoenix is now slated to come out on February
the problem with her?
14th.
The problem is
Times
awful.
6. Yes.
Because she's awful.
That's not an explanation.
Extremely flat delivery. The character is extremely confusing. Like, she seemed because of her fame with the Hunger Games coming out just after the first appearance she had in X-Men, they decided to bank on her instead of having her be Mystique. She's now leader of the X-Men, the unwilling hero who's constantly thrust into positions where she doesn't even want to be in them for no reason. It's like, it's complicated to break it down exactly why, but I find her insufferable in the fucking X-Men movies.
I find her insufferable in pretty much every movie because she's just a wooden.
I don't typically enjoy
slate.
her.
She's one of, I would be willing to say she's one of the most overrated actresses ever. She's really awful.
X-Men's very sexist.
She was good in
It should
Mother.
be X-people.
I didn't see Mother. I heard a lot of bad things about it.
Oh, it was a crazy fucking movie, but like,
Isn't it like all metaphor?
yeah, it's allegory for the Bible, basically. But no, she did well. Like, she played a pretty fucked up part.
I heard you like allegories, so we made some allegories of your allegory.
She wasn't in Room, chat. That was Brie Larson.
That was
2019.
I know they're one and the same.
No. Jennifer Lawrence, she played The Room.
Oh.
Fantastic performance.
Got it.
Dark Phoenix is now slated to come out on February 14th, 2019, which is actually a pretty great spot. It's similar to Black Panther's release date, and,
Well, that got pushed.
That turned out pretty well. But it's also less than a month
Sure,
before
all on
the
its
first
It was well marketed.
movie of
Based
the year.
entirely on its quality.
Tyler Perry movies do. Tyler Perry movies do really well. So Black Panther was Marvel and Tyler.
How many Medeas are there now?
Too many.
Yes.
One is too many.
That turned out pretty well. But it's also less than a month.
Should we do a
before the
Medea
first
movie for our
MCU
little
movie of the
side
year,
project?
Captain
Yeah, boy.
Oh, yeah, we could do it.
Marvel is released.
Medea
which
gets
just
an
doesn't seem
abortion.
like great scheduling to me. If I was
Is that a real one?
It could be. I don't fucking know. I've never watched one of those.
You have to ask, which is
Well, that's the thing. Is like
Medea goes to Wakanda.
That wouldn't be a far-fetched conclusion. Medea gets an abortion. Come on, Tyler Perry. If you haven't already done it, get on
less than a
this.
month before the first
Medea
MCU
visits
movie
the
of the year,
Holocaust
Captain
Memorial.
Marvel, is released. Which
Medea
just
is
doesn't
in the
seem like great
Holocaust.
scheduling to me. And if I was Marvel, I definitely wouldn't want
What is
X-Men
he
taking that
wearing?
earlier slot. Add to that the fact that Dark Phoenix had no presence at Comic-Con, an event that Fox has really gone all out for in the past, and things just don't look too good for that February release date. Alright,
Medea
so here's
joins
my
the
theory,
KKK.
and I admit this could be a little far-fetched, so, break out the tinfoil hats. I think one of two things is going to happen. Either
Like, he sounds nothing like his avatar. He sounds the opposite of what his avatar would sound like. Captain
That's true,
Midnight,
he's
the way
smashing
he looks,
preconceived ideas
he
of what a
looks
hero
strong,
sounds like.
He looks confident. He looks heroic. He looks intelligent. And this is like the polar opposite of all of that.
Medea versus Leprechaun.
It's like there's a small person hiding inside this robot
Medea
body.
beats Thanos.
Medea
invades Iraq.
Disney will bury this movie with almost zero promotion and hope that it doesn't embarrass itself too much, and it just kind of
Has he met Disney? They released a lot of things that are embarrassing. Have you seen the Aladdin trailer?
Have you seen Black Panther?
have you seen A Wrinkle in Time?
It's a weird awareness he thinks they
flies
have.
under the radar. Or, and this is the much more interesting option I think, they save it until the release of the upcoming Disney streaming service, and have the movie there as an exclusive on launch day as one of many things to entice people to sign
Medea
up.
conquers
I think
Africa.
this would be really smart for all sorts of reasons.
Oh, God,
it
I
means
remember
they
that
spend less on marketing, it doesn't interfere with Captain Marvel's scheduling, and it's a way to quietly shunt the movie to the side without
There are
completely
3 blue people in this.
There are 3 blue people, and none of them
There
are
are
Kree.
4.
That's the interesting.
So we'll let you know there are
Or-
3 blue people.
It's
Avatar
very
was
racially
big.
diverse.
Dude, the costumes look awful.
Well, in fairness, this isn't, end product. They haven't gotten color grading or potential CGI additions. Like, Vision doesn't look very good in shots like this compared to the movies.
Vision?
Yeah,
This has Bryan Singer
in the
in it
MCU.
as well, so
The
Bryan
Flying
Singer's just chilling there in the picture.
Oh, I thought you meant like here.
No,
I was like,
what I'm suggesting is just that there may be some post stuff that they haven't got. Who knows? I can't remember how crap they looked in the movie.
Is his name Vision too? I can't remember.
Because
what
No,
his
that's Cyclops.
No, that's Jordy
Oh,
LaForge.
right.
Oh yeah,
He's an engineer on the Starship Enterprise, and he uses the visor so he can see.
he has 2 eyes though.
So does Jordy
but
LaForge.
they combine into one beam, so he's Cyclops. Okay, racist.
People have 2 eyes.
2 eye clubs.
People.
Duo clubs.
It's clear that
Bike
Disney
locks?
is betting big on
And
the
then you're like,
streaming
oh, what happens when a Cyclops gets another eye? Is it Biclops or Diclops? It's just normal.
Just they call him normal.
Normal. My
Man, I won't
superpower is
call,
I have 2 eyes.
I'm
man, I
normal,
won't call
man.
myself Duoclops now, and if anyone ever asks me about it, that explanation. 2 eyes, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 eyes.
That's why I chose
without
it.
completely shelving it. It's clear that Disney is betting big on this streaming service, with some executives even calling it the future of the company. So where Dark Phoenix could be a very high-profile embarrassment for them if it does badly in February, it would be a huge asset as part of
I'm sorry, these are really awkward. Oh, Sansa.
Disney streaming. I mean, think about it. What other streaming service launched with a massive blockbuster exclusive to their service?
Cyclops
It's like if
sized man.
CBS All Access had launched with Star Trek Beyond and Star Trek Discovery, which is a pretty hard proposition to pass up for fans, even if they're already paying for HBO
Yeah,
or
but
Netflix.
people don't really like Star Trek Discovery.
What was
Dude joins the Navy.
What was the thumbnail for this video? Because there's always he's like down with thrust with thumbnails.
I like the way they
Medea
look.
assassinates Hitler.
They're always yellow.
Yeah, but he always has like a set of words, if you know what I mean.
The last Medea.
I always have a set of words.
Well,
Medea Beyond.
I think you know what I'm talking about, right?
I know the set you're going for. I'm saying.
Medea Reloaded.
They all look exactly the same. They've all got the yellow background.
Medea
And
Revenge.
half of them is a picture, and half of them are.
Oh,
Passion of the Medea.
Save Private Medea.
Medea vs. Godzilla.
Medea Revolution. Days of Future Medea.
The once and future Medea.
Yeah,
Medea 2099.
The thumbnail has the movie
Star
Marvel
Trek Wrath
doesn't
of
want.
Medea.
Ready Medea 1.
Ascent of Medea.
The Medea-ing. Medea invades Iraq.
Chronicles of Medea.
Medea, but with women. The last Medea of
Second Medea make a porno.
Avatar.
Medea.
The last Medea.
Avengers Infinity Medea.
Children of Medea. Pacific Medea. Mass Effect. Andromeda.
The shape of Medea.
The Medea purple. Jurassic Medea. The Medea stone. The Medea tricks.
Kung Fu Medea 3.
Black Medea.
Oh yeah, by
I
the way,
Medea.
And we already know that Marvel,
This is
along
more
with Star
interesting
Wars,
than
of
the
course,
video.
will be a huge part of attracting people to the service. After all, it has to offer something for people who just aren't that interested in the Disney classics. So yeah, I'm making this bet now. If
Gay
you ever
people?
do see Dark Phoenix, it won't be in theaters, but on your Roku, laptop, PlayStation, or whatever.
But it's in
I want to
theaters.
know, what do you think? Do you want the movie on the big screen? Would it be okay streaming?
At least he had the intelligence to ask the audience to share what they think. God.
See, I bet he wouldn't consider this a bad video even now. I guess the theory didn't pan out.
It's
And
the
then he'd be
title. Fuck the title. You could actually have called this video like why I think Dark Phoenix won't hit theaters, and I'd be like, yeah, that was a fair video.
Why Dark Phoenix might not come to theaters.
Instead, it's why X-Men Dark Phoenix will never hit theaters.
Never.
Or do you think the studio should just dump it all together? And which do you think is most likely? This is one where I'd really love to read your thoughts and comments. You know, if there's one thing a good X-Men story absolutely has to nail, it's the team dynamics.
Man, I like how he took the effort to properly Photoshop his avatar.
Yeah, you'd think you'd want to get rid of those white splodges, but...
If I put it on my video, well, the thing is, you only have to do it once, and you just save the file, and it's done forever. Like when I was getting my my art for my channel, every once in a while that would happen, and I'd go in and I just clean up myself, just clip the edges, and then I'd paste them onto Discord so you could see them on the dark background, and you could pick them out and you could fix them. I mean, it's just you only have to do it once. And it's...
Captain Midnight, if you're watching this, send me that, and I will do it. I will cut that out. I will cut that out, and I will send you a PNG of a beautifully cropped version of your avatar.
Wrinkle in Medea.
That's what I want in most genre fiction, really. But it's really hard to balance that with big, larger-than-life sci-fi stories. So I want to recommend one book that managed to do it incredibly well.
Oh, this is an audible plug. Okay.
Way to a Small Angry Planet.
All right, Captain Midnight. We'll see you again soon, maybe one day. But that, you know, it's just... You gotta title your videos that way, otherwise they won't get clicks, guys.
I still can't get over these Medea memes.
This is the end of the line. This is the one that I think is pretty hilarious. In fairness, this is all I can say. It came out, you know, just after Infinity War, so there was no guarantee. But even then, I think it's pretty silly. This is from Up Next, and it's called Why Thor Won't Be in Avengers 4.
Now, we love to speculate about what could happen in the next Marvel movie. It is the bread and butter of what we do and what we intend to continue doing.
And look at the thing he immediately says. Why Thor may not
be in Avengers 4.
It's like, but that wasn't the title of the video.
And he just openly said it's because it's our bread and butter. We clickbait. It's what we do. We talk about movies. So click off.
Like, fun fact: don't have the first sentence of your video make the title wrong.
Well, I don't know, man. It's just the way you gotta do.
But as easy as it is to speculate about what could happen, we also need to take into account what will absolutely happen and what will potentially not happen at all. So we asked ourselves, who will not be in the upcoming 4th Avengers movie? And most importantly, why? And we landed on Thor Odinson of Asgard. So climb on our backs as we flap our wings and fly through valleys of the Marvel Universe lore, creepy backstories, and freaky-deaky theories to land on why, oh why, the God of Thunder may not make it to the 4th Avengers flick.
We reply to every single one of you. All you need
No, you don't.
You get a reply is subscribe.
I subbed, bruh. Talk to me.
I don't believe for a second that he responds to everybody.
You gotta say that stuff, otherwise, you know, you might be looked at as someone who's unreasonable.
Okay, I'm gonna click on this video and I'm gonna look through the comments and see.
He might actually like be crazy and reply to everybody. I don't know.
No, he the very first top comment he hasn't replied to.
Oh well.
Well, you know.
Or the second.
Okay.
Well, literally all the top comments are just how he's wrong because Thor is in Avengers 4. Like, I don't know. This is a weird take.
Someone said I subbed and he did say things.
Thanks.
We're gonna bot for it or something.
Below, saying you did so.
In any case, you know this, you call yourself Lord of Thunder, God of Thunder. I've never met this man in my life. He's my...
Why is he playing clip from...
This was a clip. It's
a clip of Thor.
Brother.
I don't know who he's talking about.
Guilt.
It's him.
And the guilt.
The guilt?
Alright, so these are arguments for why he won't be in the 4th one. The guilt.
Infinity War was a massive undertaking with over a dozen A-list actors playing vital characters, along with 50 or so other actors and actresses, all playing
actresses.
vital roles to bring the whole story.
Hold on, is that a picture of Captain America with his beard photoshopped on?
That does, yeah, because that doesn't look right. It looks really.
That looks weird.
Taken a picture of him without his beard and photoshopped a beard onto him so it looks right.
That doesn't.
What?
Yeah, that.
Wait, do you think?
Really...
Do you think the guys that made this video did that, or do you think that's actually part of promotional material?
No,
I think it's part of promotional material.
No, it can't be. That they wouldn't do that.
Hold on, I'm gonna look up.
Eye patch is photoshopped on as well.
Captain... Who are you gonna believe? Me or your lying eyes?
Beard.
Thor's eye patch is photoshopped on.
Because the beard doesn't look the same. It's not that thick.
Yeah, I don't know.
You can just see that it's not. It doesn't go over the shape of his face. It's just
here.
I
I pulled a picture of it. This is not. That cannot be his real beard.
No, look at Thor's eye patch as well.
Oh yeah, look underneath. Look underneath the chin there, right? The shape of the hair.
His jaw is messed up. It's like his face is twisted because the beard is off-centered.
This channel wouldn't have done that. I feel like this must be.
Oh my god, Thor's head is photoshopped.
Yeah.
Look at the neckline.
Wait, what's wrong with the neckline?
Look at it. It's too angular. They photoshopped his head.
Hang on, I want to zoom that back out so that we can see if they fucked with Tony.
All right.
See if they fucked with Tony.
Vital care.
He looks okay. But
why'd they? But they definitely photoshopped Captain.
Yeah, that beard is photoshopped on.
That is not a real beard.
You know what? This is probably
movies.
I imagine this was made by somebody, not Disney, and then SkillUp took it. I guess. Oh, sorry. What's this called? Up Next. That's the one.
I actually, I guess what has happened is they just Googled, it and they took one of the things. They're like, this will do.
I think they did more. I think they might have photoshopped his lips because look at the picture I put in the Discord chat and then compare it to the one on screen.
All we need to do is find the original versions of these pictures.
I understand why you may want to talk about things like that right now, but there's something that takes a more pressing matter, I'm afraid, and it is this.
What is this?
They even put it on backwards.
Medea, no.
Medea War.
Don't do it, Medea.
Medea has fallen. Medea Battle Angel. Black Medea down.
Black Medea down. Clockwork Medea.
Medea's Bizarre Adventure.
Along with 50 or so other actors and actresses, all playing vital roles to bring the whole story together. Even Red Skull was found to be defending the Soul Stone in deep space, although Hugo Weaving decided not to reprise his role as the character due to artistic differences. All of these characters were packed into a 2-hour movie, and each one had their own role to play.
I mean,
I just imagined the character of Red Skull to be completely different from what they portrayed in.
I heard it was just because he didn't like the prosthetics.
Yeah, that's what I know.
That's an artistic difference right there.
But the thing is, like, he'd probably be willing to come back now, right? Because they mainly just they put him in pajamas and then they do the rest in post, right?
Put on the fucking mask, Elrond.
Yeah, Elrond.
Of the movie had the absolute opportunity.
He didn't want to be seen as a Nazgul. He looks bad in front of the other elves.
Stop Thanos in his tracks. Theories have circled about which superhero could have killed him and how, many pointing to Chris Pratt's Star-Lord preventing the Avengers from taking the Infinity Gauntlet from Thanos' hand while Thanos was under Mantis's hypnosis. But one character
look at his
had
beard there! That's definitely not photoshopped.
Well, yeah, that other photo was definitely fucked with.
Absolute chance
Why would
to
he
stop.
do that?
Oh, well, this is the thing. I don't know
what
if
would compel you to do that.
I don't know if it was him or if he just found someone's fucking fan creation.
Well,
you know,
I assume it's someone's fan creation, but still, why not just get a picture where he has a beard? Why not, like,
he would rush the shit out of these videos. Come on.
No, but I mean, I'm talking in terms of the fan who made that picture.
Dead Medea Society.
Brokeback Medea.
Guardians of the Medea.
310 to Medea.
The Dark Medea Rises.
Medea Skull Island.
Grand Theft Medea.
Medea Skull Island is good.
You can tell that this one is a fan creation too, because none of the lighting lines up in any way.
Well, Spider-Man's lighting is fucked on this one.
I mean, look at Gamora's lighting.
Yeah.
She's lit from Doctor Strange.
Thanos and failed absolutely, and that was Thor. You see, Thor was the only Avenger who had a weapon in hand that had the power to stop Thanos. Thor swung his new weapon, Stormbreaker, and planted
I was actually gonna say, do you want to just like, this video is just wrong, so do you want to just like move on?
I've got a suggestion if you want it.
Oh my god, yeah, this movie is like 8 minutes. There's 8 more minutes of this.
Let's say we're at 4 hours. We got to do super chats, but it's really up to everybody if you want to. What was your suggestion, Jay?
I've got a 3-minute video of why Spider-Man Far From Home is fake and will never be released, and they just shot the trailers to trick people.
Well, I mean, that sounds awesome. See, I find that to be a fun theory rather than like a crazy person.
You think?
Yeah,
I think it's a fun theory. Yeah,
that's like a crazy conspiracy theory fun.
While you know, Thor won't be Avengers. Thor is like,
yeah, you will. Actually, Laura Dern.
Medea 3.
What if the White House
Medea
was
Resurrection?
Black?
Medea Covenant. What would Prometheus do? Pro Medea.
I'm surprised you can get a 3-minute video out of that.
Medetheus, obviously.
Medetheus.